Good afternoon. Welcome back to Miss Trisha's Google Classroom. I hope you guys had a good lunch and filled your belly with nutrients that came from the dirt and the sun. Tomorrow we're going to learn about how the plants need rain or water. So let's get our presentation started here for our math lesson. This week we're learning about patterns. And yesterday we learned about patterns in spring, and today we're going to be learning about patterns that the sun makes. The sun makes the pattern of day, night, day, night. And when it's daytime, we have certain things that we do during the day, and when it's nighttime, we have certain things that we do at night, isn't it? I just need to see. So let's get our presentation started. It's math time. It's math time. Woohoo! It's math time. Today is the day to learn something new. And as you can see here, we're going to be learning about what happens during the day and what happens at night. All right. Do something really quickly. Turn the volume up. We have to let our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get this party started. Moon comes out in the night. Sun comes out in the day. And the moon comes out at night. In the night. In the day. Say goodnight. In the morning when our eyes are open, there's so many things to do. So many things to do. Life will smile at you. Sun comes out in the day. Moon comes out in the night. In the evening when the day is over, you can visit with your friends. Oh, they made a campfire. Sun comes out in the day. Moon comes out in the night. Sun comes out in the day. Moon comes out. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. Sun comes out in the day. Moon comes out in the night. Sun comes out in the day. And the moon comes out at night. In the day we get all our work done. In the day we get all our work done. Then to bed for sleep and dreams until a new day has begun. And then we go to sleep till a new day comes out. In the day, moon comes out. In the night, sun comes out. Every day, moon comes out. Say goodnight, sun comes out. In the day, moon comes out. In the night, sun comes out. Every day, the moon comes out at night. Good job, friends.
A, B, C, And we have a pattern of working during the day and having fun and going to sleep at night. So let's learn more about Does the Sun Sleep is the name of our book. It's time to read a book, come with me. It's time to read a book, come and see. It's time to read a book, it's time to read a book. It's time to read a book, come with me. And the name of our book is Does the Sun Sleep? It says Noticing Sun, Moon, and Star Patterns. The author is Martha E.H. Rustad, and the illustrator we know draws the pictures is Holly Conger. And it says, have you ever watched the sun rise or set? Do you know why the moon changes shape? Join Mrs. Cruz's class as they see patterns in the sky. So yesterday we learned about patterns in spring. Today we're going to be learning about patterns in the sky. Our class is starting the day outside. Look up, says our teacher, Mr. Cruz. What do you see in the sky? The early moon catches Isha's eye. Look at the airplane, says Nito. Tara points at the sun behind the cloud. Good observations, our teacher says. He has already taught us that an observation is something that we see. Never look directly at the sun. Direct sunlight harms your eyes. Mr. Cruz leads us back to our classroom. He asks what a pattern is. Akiko raises her hand. It's something that happens again and again. Right, said Mr. Cruz. Can anyone think of a pattern that the sun follows? It shines during the day, Dexter says, and we can't see it at night. Day, night, says Akiko. A pattern. Let's see how the sun's position changes during the day. First, he shows us a picture of the sky in the morning. The sun is near the horizon. He says that's the line where the sky and the land seem to meet. Next, he shows us a picture of the sky at noon. We see the sun is high in the sky. Then he shows us a picture of the sky in the evening. The sun is near the horizon again. It's another pattern, Alice said. Yes, says our teacher. Every day the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So it goes east, west, east, west, east, west, just like the pattern day, night, day, night. The sun doesn't really move along the sky. It only looks like it's moving because the earth is spinning. We learned that this morning. Does the sun sleep at night? Jacob asks. Mr. Cruz smiles. No, he says, the sun never stops shining. It makes the room dark, and he makes the room dark and shines a light on the globe. We pretend the light is the sun. Then Mr. Cruz slowly spins the globe. He tells us that our planet spins too. I get it, says Dion. When it's day on one side of the earth, it's night on the other. Yes, our teacher says. When we are getting up, people in Australia are going to bed. It takes Earth 24 hours to spin all the way around. All right, so now we're going to learn about the moon. Mr. Cruz asked us about the moon. Can you think of a pattern it follows? The moon changes shape each night, said Tara. Sometimes it's round like an O, and sometimes it's a sliver like a C. And sometimes we can't see it at all, says Nito. Why does it keep changing? The moon follows a pattern of waxing and waning. Waxing means growing bigger, and waning means growing smaller. So as you can see on the first of the calendar, it grows bigger all the way until about the 17th or the 15th, and then it starts to grow smaller on the 16th, and then it grows until it becomes bigger again on the 30th. First, Mr. Cruz shows us the moon does not shine by itself. It is lit up by the light from the sun. Then he shines the flashlight on the globe and he asks Jacob to hold up the small moon. The moon travels around the earth, he says. We see only a part of the moon that is lit by the sun. That's why the moon's shape seems to change from night to night. The moon rises in the east and sets in the west, just like the sun. So there's another pattern there. We have waxing and waning, growing bigger and growing smaller. And then it also east and west, where it rises and sets. Chapter 3, the stars. Mr. Cruz asks, what else do we see in the sky at night? Stars, says Alice and Dion. Isha asks, why don't we see stars during the day? We talk about how stars shine at night, but the stars are very far away, so their light is dim. It's too dim for us to see in the sunlight. Stars look small, but they're actually very big. They are much bigger than Earth or other planets, and they look small because they are very far away. Mr. Cruz shows us a picture of night sky. He points at the group of stars. I see a square here. Does anyone else see shapes in the stars? We see triangles and rectangles and many other shapes. You can draw pretend lines to connect the stars just like a dot to dot. We can learn the group of stars that makes a shape is called a constellation. There are 88 constellations in the night sky. What would happen if we stayed up all night and watched the stars? Miss Krista Cruz asked. I'd be too tired for school the next day, Akiko says. Our teacher laughs. That's true, he says. But we would see another pattern. The stars look like they move across the sky from east to west. Our class has learned that there are lots of patterns in the sky. We just have to observe them. And here is an activity that you guys can do together. It's called shadow tracking. And what you need is a sunny day, sidewalk chalk, and a friend or your mommy. Have you ever noticed that your shadow changes during the day? Those changes follow a pattern, and the pattern depends on where the sun is in the sky. Trace your shadow on the ground to discover this pattern for yourself. So it says on number 1, go outside in the morning on a sunny day and notice where the sun is in the sky. Find the sidewalk and another paved area away from buildings and trees and trace the outline of your feet. Stand up straight and ask your friend to trace your shadow on the ground. Go outside again at noon and notice where the sun is. Put your feet in the same place where you traced them on the sidewalk and ask your friend to trace your shadow again. Repeat again in the late afternoon. And then observe, how did your shadow change during the day? And what kind of pattern did it make? Did it go from east to west? And here's some books. We're going to finish our book. And here's some more Science Discover books. Why do puddles disappear? Do chicks ask for snacks? When will it rain? And we got the solar system, what we do in the summer. Lots of activities, lots of books to read. To learn more. Complete. We earned 253 points for reading for 12 minutes. So here is a night and a day activity. So do we catch butterflies in the day or the night? We catch butterflies in the day. We catch butterflies in the day. And we ride our bike in the day. And we have a picnic in the day. We go to sleep at night. We can swim during the day. We can build sandcastles during the day. We brush our teeth before we go to bed at night. And in the morning, we do both. And we read a story before bed at night. So here's today's activity for Google Classroom. You are going to make a list of activities that you do during the day and a list of activities that you do at night, and discuss if you see any patterns in your daily activities. Write your full name and take a picture and send it to us, or post on Google Classroom. Make sure you add the file to post on Google Classroom. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations. We've almost to the finish line. We have one more day of learning tomorrow, which is we're going to be learning about precipitation and rain. And then next week, we're going to be learning about how our bodies grow and change and get ready for kindergarten. And then it's going to be time for summer. Congratulations and well done. All right, I'll see everybody back here tomorrow for Read Aloud at 11:15. And I hope you guys learned some things about the sun today. And I know I did. Have a good day. See you later.